Is okay. Wonderful. Cool. So Monday mindset. This is the last one. I don't know why it's coming up like that, but this is the last one of 2024. And I'm only doing this so that we can prepare each other for 2025. But before we do that, drop in the chat how you feel. If you could drop in a few words of how 2025 is going to be for you, please drop it in the chat. I don't know if it's just me. I'm very, very excited for the new year. I'm very, very excited for the new year, only because we prepared. Most people go into the new year, new me. They wait until the 1st of January, and then they try to catch up and try to make up. And then you're now in March, you're now in May, you're now in the summertime, and you've wasted 6 months. So I'm really, really excited about the year to come. Made the most money this year. We've had the biggest team this year. We've caught so many flights this year. So next year is only going to be 10x, guys. All right. So if you are a part of it, you guys are currently blessed. Okay. Cool. So winners and losers. Okay. Now, this is for me something that not just in business that I've realized, but in today's day and age, it's quite sad to see how many people are happy losers. Right? A lot of people are happy losing. Right now, I've come up from an athletic background. I've always played football, used to be the captain for my borough, right? Multiple teams growing up. So I always wanted to win. I have to win, and I hate losing. All right. And I want you guys on this call to ask yourself, are you a winner or are you a loser? All right. There's going to be some people on this call where you feel, you know what? I say them things and I do them things. I actually have some of a losing mindset. Okay. So if we go through it, a winner makes mistakes and says, I was wrong. Okay. A loser says it wasn't my fault. All right. You've lost the game. You've lost your account. What's the first thing you say? It was Plutos. No, you over leverage, bro. You are coming from a loser mindset. Okay. A winner works harder than a loser and has more time. A loser is always too busy, too busy staying a failure. Okay. And that's a bit harsh. It might be a bit harsh for some people. But how many times has your upline or your mentor said to you, jump on the call? Or have you gone on your demo account? Have you gone through the ECA Academy? And what's the first thing you've said? Oh, I'm busy at work or I've been too busy. That's what a loser says. They use their excuse as why they can't instead of their excuse as why they have to. That's a loser's mindset. Okay. A winner goes through a problem, a loser goes around it. It's very easy in today's society to run away from your problems. What most people do to run away from their problems is they go out on a weekend and get absolutely hammered, and they now feel that their problem is gone. But when they wake up with a sore head and they have to go to work on Monday, the problem's still here. All right. A winner shows he's sorry by making up for it. All right. A loser says he's sorry, but he does it the same thing. He does it over and over again. Okay. A winner knows what to fight for and compromise on. A loser compromises on what he should not fight for and isn't worth fighting for. Okay. Every day is a battle. Every day you wake up, guys. Please don't believe if life's hard right now, please don't believe that it's going to get easier. If you have no money now and you are broke now, which is absolutely normal, everyone's going through that stage. I've been broke many, many a times. Poor, that's another conversation, but broke, that's normal. When you are broke, what are you doing about it? Okay. If you think it's hard, as they say, more money, more problems. Please don't believe that people that make the Bells that makes 100K a month. He's about to make 250 grand a month. He has more problems than most people think. But how he deals with it, he can catch a flight, right? He can go to the spa for the week. He can go and treat his friends and family. So don't you just become better, guys, right? Every day is still a battle for every single person. You just get better, all right? A winner respects who are those who are superior to him and tries to learn from them. A loser resents those who are superior to him and try to find out themselves. Or they try to find a loophole, or they try to cheat the system. Guys, you cannot be successful and cheat your way to success. And if you do, as quick as you got there is as quick as you'll lose it. I've been doing this for nearly 4 or 5 years, and the amount of people that have had less time and had more success, I'm not a hater. Congratulations. But if you did it the wrong way, let's see where you're going to be in 3 to 5 years from now. It's all about a mentality. Success in business, in any sort of business, in any sort of field, it's about having a winner's mentality. Winners don't whinge. Are you a winner or a whiner? Do you whinge? Do you complain? If I said to you guys right now, put in a group chat of words of a loser. What does loser mean to you? Some words in the group chat, in the chat right now, of what words that basically, if you heard loser, what words come to your mind? If someone's a loser, or you're a loser, or you lose, right? Lazy, bummy, oh, no self accountability, giving up, can't be bothered. I'd say victim. I think that's the perfect one. Victim mindset. Excuses. Guys, I can't be around losers. 2025 can't be enough. We're not losing in 2025. We can't afford to be around losers. And the sad thing is, it's loved ones that actually are losers. Like, we love you, but you're a loser, bro. And if you want to win big, you just can't. You're gonna have to love losers from afar. I'm sorry, it's the harsh reality of it. So ask yourself now, are you a winner or are you a loser going into 2025? Okay. Next, employer versus entrepreneur. Okay. Now I have nothing against being an employee. All right. I wouldn't say I'm an advocate for having a job, but unless you're making 3 to 5K a month from the business, you need a job. What I've come to find is that when people come into this business, they are normally 9 times out of 10, they're coming from an employee mindset, an employee standpoint. I always say to someone when I speak to them and they've been at a job for maybe 2 to 3 years, you need to get out that job ASAP. If you're at a job, I don't know if anyone has called, you've been at a job for longer than 3 years, you need to get out of that job ASAP because what you don't realize is you're now programmed certain things within your life. This is entrepreneurship. It's not taught in schools, right? You have to experience it. You have to study it. You have to know what industry you're currently a part of. We are entrepreneurs. Everyone likes to have it in their bio, but they have no idea what entrepreneur means. They have no idea what an entrepreneur looks like. Have no idea what is required of an entrepreneur. As an employer, you are part of a larger team. Right? As an employer, you are just one of many within a larger team. As an entrepreneur, you are the team. For any of my leaders on this call, for any of the affiliates on this call, you are the business, you are the team, you are the entrepreneur. Yes, we have a team environment. Yes, we have a community, but I can't make you make 10K a month. I can't make you retire your mum and your dad and your family and your friends. I can't do that for you. Because as an entrepreneur, you need to get it done. And I always say this, and you should have the same mindset. If everyone was to leave tomorrow, guess what? I still have to get what I need to get done. You're an entrepreneur. You are the team. You are the whole business. Okay. So when it comes to goals, right? An employee, your goals are about the company and what the CEO decides and wants to achieve. As an entrepreneur, your goals are set by you. What you want when you come into this, you might have an affiliate launch, you might have a trading plan. You have certain goals that are set by you. In this business, we strive for growth and development. In entrepreneurship, you're never going to make money. The level of development, the level that you think at right now is very equivalent and it will never surpass the money you make. If you ever make a certain amount of money and your mindset cannot hold that, you will lose your money. So the money you currently make, guys, it is equivalent to your mindset. So if you want to grow your income, guess what you have to do? You have to grow your mindset. There's no if, buts, or maybes. You can't cheat. And if you do, like I said, you'll lose it straight away. Right? Your actions. Employee, your actions are directed by your manager. Okay, you're told when to come into work, when to go on holiday, when to sleep, when to do whatever you need to do, when toilet break, whatever it is. As an entrepreneur, your actions are self-directed and self-prioritized. You don't get told you don't get told what to do by anyone, which I feel is a double-edged sword. Because if you're a loser, it's easy for you to get away with it because no one's going to tell you anything different. Don't be so quick to secure or get rid of your boss, guys. Don't be so quick to fire your boss. Because if you're not a boss yourself, if you're not a winner yourself, you can easily end up back at a job because you didn't know what to do. It's easy to lay in bed. You're not going to lose a job. You're not going to lose it. You're just losing time as an entrepreneur. Okay. As an employee, your role is a specialist. Okay. So you might be a receptionist. You have a certain job title. For anyone that understands levels of leadership, you have a certain job title, which is the lowest level of leadership. Just because you're a manager, it doesn't mean you're a leader. Just because you have a little name tab, right? You are not a leader. As an entrepreneur, you wear different hats and have different roles. As a mentor, as an entrepreneur, I might be a therapist one day. I'm now an educator the next day. I'm now you have different roles. There's so many different roles within entrepreneurship that I currently am. One day I'm a financial advisor. Now so many different hats, so many different skills you learn, but these are skills that no one can take away from you. The same way people go to university to have a piece of paper that says now I have this as a backup plan. No, what you need is skill sets that no one can take away from you. I don't need to be employed because of the skill sets that I have. And I will never go past or go below an income because I've mastered certain skill sets. I know how to speak to people. I have people skills. I know how to invest. I know how to multiply my money. I know how to trade. These are skill sets that no one can take away from you. And that is why I love entrepreneurship. If you have a certain degree and I don't know, something happens and now you can't get back into that field, you're useless. You're literally useless. And you get paid by the value you bring to the marketplace. So if you have no value away from a piece of paper, what do you have to bring? You're not going to make money. Okay. Support as an employee, you have everything done for you. You have social support. I remember when I used to work at Tesco, we had like a social club and we had I forgot what they called it. They had like ambassadors. If you had any problems, you can go and speak to them and they'll sort it out and they'll speak for you on your behalf. Here, you guys are lucky. I'll be honest. You're very, very lucky to be in this organization that you're currently in because normally as entrepreneurs, you have no support. You have to go and get it done yourself. But this is why these calls and the group chats and the community we currently have is so important because not everyone will survive if you have an employee loser mindset. You're not going to survive. If we didn't have these calls, I promise you, most people would not be here today. If we didn't have this community, if we didn't have the office, EA Economy don't pay for the office, guys. This is coming out of our pockets. We don't have to do what we do. But we know that it's so hard for majority of people in today's day and age to be able to become successful entrepreneurs. Okay. As an employee, your impact is low. It's not really fulfilling. I spoke to someone the other day. They had great height. They got paid very, very good money from their job, right? They enjoy what they do, but the impact, there's no fulfillment. There's no purpose. They're empty inside. And that's when you now turn suicidal because you've got the money, you've got the cars, you've got the house, you've got this, you can do that. But there's no impact. There's no purpose. There's no fulfillment behind what you're doing. As an entrepreneur, your impact is endless. That's why we do what we do. We don't do this for money. It's a byproduct. Don't get me wrong. We're not here to not make money. We're definitely here to make money. But this is an industry as an entrepreneur where the more people you help, the more impact you give to people, it happens to be that your money also increases. From having, we only want to have a group of 10 people. We only want to have a group of 50 people. We now have 400 people. So guess what the goal is next year? 4,000 people. And only if you've been in a position where you've helped that many people will you understand what it feels like. Even if you help someone cross the road, you might see an old lady and you help her cross the road. How do you feel after? You leave the door open for someone, they say thank you. How do you feel? Even that small fulfillment is what people strive for in life, but you will never get that as an employee, guys. And you'll go from job to job to job looking for something better. The paycheck certainly isn't it. And the fulfillment more time isn't, unless you're in NHS or you're a nurse, but even then the paycheck doesn't add up. So you actually can't win. There's so many people that love to help people in social care, and I get hats off, but they deserve to be getting a lot more money, and you never will. It's just how the system is. Okay. Development. As an employee, your personal growth is more linear, as in promotions up the corporate ladder. So I was working 3, 4 years full time. My personal development, I was still the same person when I left school from when I left my last job. I was still the same person. I still spoke the same. I still dressed the same. Still had the same friends. Still did the same things. Still had the same lifestyle. As an entrepreneur, your personal growth is not linear and more of learning methods. One, if you've been here longer than 3 months and you can say you personally developed, it's not linear. You've gone up in some sort of personal development. You personally developed some sort of way. Drop a one in the chat if you feel like being an entrepreneur, being in this journey, you have somehow developed as a person. Maybe you're losing friends. If you're losing friends, congratulations, you're about to make a lot of money very, very soon. People talk about you. Congratulations, you're about to make money very, very soon. If people saying you've changed, you're not the same anymore, you're about to make a lot of money. Congratulations. Some people might say it's sad, but I think being a loser and being broke is even more sad. Personally, and being the same person for 5, 10 years isn't being more sad. That's more sad to me. I'm more scared of being the same person I was 5 years ago, 10 years from now. That is scary. What's even more scary is that we all on this call, we may know what we want. You guys may know what you want. You may want to make a certain rank. You may want to make a certain amount of money. You may want to do certain things. But what you're not aware of is how far you are from that. Where are you right now? How far are you? How long is it going to take for you to now do that? That's the scary thing. You don't know how far you are from where you need to be or want to be, should I say. When I started the industry 4 years ago, I thought I was making my first M in the first 6 months. I thought I was making 1 million in the first 6 months. Little did I know how far I was from becoming a person that is making £1 million or made £1 million. So if you want to make 100K and you say I want to make 100K a month, or you want to make 10K a month, how far are you away where you're currently positioned now from the person that's making 10K or 100K a month? Self-aware. Self-aware is very, very important. We always talk about this. How self-aware are you? All right. Risk. As an employee, you take no risks. The only thing you're risking is your job. Your company is actually the person that's at risk. The employer, that's why you go to an interview and you get employed, right? They are at risk of employing the wrong person. There's no risk as an employee. As an entrepreneur, on a daily basis, we are risking, we are taking risks. I'm currently reading The Psychology of Money. I don't know if anyone's read it. It's a great book. And it says the line between risk and luck is pretty much siblings. Some people, when I started this journey, oh, he's lucky. He's lucky he found out about this first. He's lucky. He's lucky. No, you have no idea the risk I've taken to get to the position I'm in today. That doesn't have to be exposed. We don't want flowers for it, but an entrepreneur is someone that takes risks. No risk, no Rari. If you want a Rari, you better take some sort of risk. Okay. Management, as an employee, your hours are given to you as your time is mapped. You are mapped. You have a duration of timeline, right? Where you're told you're going to get a certain amount of money. As an entrepreneur, you have a regular timing. We don't work by the clock. You just have to work, 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 so you never have to look at the clock again. That's what stage you want to get to. You don't want to. I remember when I was working, I always used to set an alarm, look at the clock. Oh, half an hour left, hour left, 2 hours left. I'm doing a countdown of when I can get out of this jail. As soon as I can get out of these doors, I'm the last in, I'm late as hell, and I'm the first out of this job because I don't want to be there. That was me personally. Still paid the same amount as the person that was there at the front and was there at the end. We both made the same money. Self-confidence, self-image. This is all of these topics, guys, are chain linked. So if you're a winner, ideally you're not going to be an employee for long. I'm not against employee. Most people have jobs on this call. I'm not here to trigger you. I'm not here to talk down on you, anything like that. But you deserve better, and you know it. But you will only deserve better or feel you deserve better when you realize your self-confidence and your self-image. You lose sight of belief in yourself. I remember my dad told me when I was younger, if you don't believe in you, no one else will. Please believe that. We have a great environment. Don't get me wrong. We try to, I believe in people. I just don't believe people. There's a difference. But if no one bigs you up, if Shay doesn't big up Shay, if Estera doesn't big up Estera, if Lydia doesn't big up Lydia, no one else will. In the real world, here we do that. Great, cool. But in the real world, unless you big up yourself and you toot your own horn, no one else will. The good thing about this, if you, I was never this person. The good thing about this, guys, is it can be trained. It's a skill. Self-confidence, self-image is a skill that if you consistently put in the reps, if you consistently do the work in order to build a certain person, you now become self-confident and you now see yourself not as the quiet kid in school or the person that used to sit at the back of the class and never put their hand up or the person that was always shy or forget that person. It never existed. It was a delusion in your head. You just created that picture of yourself. Guess what? As an entrepreneur, you can now create a whole new picture. But what will hold you back, and this is where now you have to separate to elevate, is you being around people that saw you as that person. If people see you as that person and they know you for that person, you're never going to elevate because you now believe it as well. Okay. Some of us are so consistent at being inconsistent. Imagine we tell everyone, look, you have to be consistent, but you're consistently inconsistent at doing the wrong things. Justin Owen says you can consistently do the right things or you can consistently do the wrong things. Either way, you're going to pay a price. It may not be today. Give it a couple of years, you're going to say, why? Why was I so inconsistent with jumping on Zoom calls? Why was I so inconsistent of coming to the office? Why was I so inconsistent of reading or listening to audios? Because as an entrepreneur as well, time will expose you or grow you. Very, very sadly. I think it's a blessing. It's not sad. Forget this sad business. That's a loser mindset, right? It will expose you or grow you. So 3 months from now, 6 months from now, we have three types of people in this business. We have full timers. There's not many, but our goal is to have many more. Who's currently a full timer? Drop a one if you're currently a full timer within the business, within the organization. Okay, there's not many of us, right? But that's the goal for New Year's. Cool. We have full timers. Drop a two if you're currently part time doing this. If you're part time, working this business, learning how to trade, making money from your phone, just drop a two in the chat box if you're currently doing this part time. Okay. More people, which is expected. And then we have the third people. Drop a three if you're a pretender, right? If you're a pretender, drop a three. We got full timers, part timers, and then pretenders. So drop a three if you are a pretender. Okay. No one's brave enough to put a three. Cool. Right? We don't like pretenders. We don't like pretenders. We don't want pretenders. We don't need pretenders. Go away. All right. The goal, all right, Astera's brave, all right. The goal is for us to allow people to go from part-time to full-time because 9 out of 10 people do not like the full-time job they currently have. Jim Ron says it all the time. Work on your part-time so it can get you out of full-time. So when someone says to you, how's that business going? It's fine. I still have a full-time job. Be honest. You don't have to be the seven-figure earner within your first month or first year of being an entrepreneur. I have a full-time job, but in my spare time, I use my part-time job, which will eventually replace my full-time job. Okay. Mirror work. I've said this story many, many times. Some people don't own a mirror in their house, and I don't. It doesn't make sense. It's a bit scary. Mirror work. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself about you the good way. The good way. The self-confidence formula. I know it off the bat. I know it like my name. If you don't know about it, print it out, I have it in front of my mirror and I read it out every single day. Self-confidence formula, right? It's a formula within Think and Grow Rich that allows you to become self-confident about the person you're about to become. Mhm. No, especially if you believe in what you're doing. When I started this, my belief level, I was obsessed. And for anyone that wants to become full-time, you have to be obsessed. You have to. Like, there's no way any successful person you speak to, from Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, they are obsessed with what they do and where they want to be. That's the only way it will work. If you're not obsessed, if you're more obsessed with your man and your girl, I'm not trying to tear up relationships here, or the person that's not interested in you, and you're more obsessed with going out, you're not gonna be here long. You're not gonna get the results you come for. Right? J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter, not really a fan, never read any of the books. But 13, I think it's actually more than this, but 13 publishers said no. 13 publishers said no to the Harry Potter books. But they kept on pursuing because they believed in what they had. They believed in what they have, or what they are, should I say. There's a reason why F comes before S in the alphabet, guys. You have to fail first before you succeed. You have to. Like, you have to fail. The amount of times we've failed, right? To get to success, you have to fail. The audacity to think that people can go straight to success and not fail. It's expected. As I spoke about before, some people on this call, and I might have been that person. I was that person. You're in school, the teacher asks a question, you don't want to put your hand up. And there may be grown people on this call, you're still carrying it. You don't want to put your hand up because you was afraid of being laughed at, you was afraid of being rejected, you was afraid of being all eyes on you. Well, guess what? As an entrepreneur, all eyes are on you because you are the team. It happens. This is where in 2025, I need you guys to consciously get rid of people who tear you down. Get rid of people who talk down on you. Anyone that is going to affect your belief system, tear them down. You may not do it intentionally, right? Let's just say, I don't know, you're a Christian and you live in a Muslim household, for example. That would be very, very hard for that person to stay to what their belief system because they're just going to be empowered by other belief systems. And if you're around friend groups and you're the only entrepreneur, you're the only person that's now learning how to trade and make money online, and all your friends don't, you are outnumbered. Your belief system will be affected no matter who you are, no matter no matter what person you think you are, even just in the physical and the spiritual realm, you're in the environment of other people that are not doing what you're doing. You're going to get affected. Okay, compliment over criticize. That's something that try and do something within the new year. Always try to compliment over criticize. Because that one criticism you give to someone could actually affect their whole self-image, their self-confidence. Mhm. Four motions, right? Anyone please taking notes. Please just don't be listening and just sitting here, guys. This is not it's not Netflix. Okay. This is for you to some of these notes. I actually went through my phone and it's crazy how like I was once told I was once on the other side of this Zoom and I was always told the same thing: take notes, take notes, take notes, take notes. And I have so many notes in my notes section that during this period I was broke. I weren't making no money. These are just uncashed paychecks. I need you to look at your notes as uncashed paychecks. And when I'm going back through them, I'm remembering, I'm getting emotional, as in like you only remember things that you remember. You only remember things when you was emotional about it at that period in time. And these notes now I can now pour into someone else. And these are notes from people that was making 1 million a month. My previous company was around people making 1 million a month, 750K a month, 500,000 a month, 250,000 a month. Like it's normal. Like it was normal. If you're not making 100K a month, what are you doing? Like that's how they made us feel. And that's not a bad thing because 100K is not a lot of money. Millions are not a lot of money. Don't, it is a lot of money, but it's not, guys. It's really, really not. The world we're going into right now, it's not a lot of money. 100 years ago, 1 million, if anyone wants to guess, 100 years ago, what do you feel is the equivalent of a million 100 years ago? So if you had £1 million to your name, right, to Yossi, bang on the head, right? 1 million 100 years ago is the equivalent to 100 million now. So what the hell's a million? The goal needs to be 100 million. It may be far-fetched for some of you on this call. That's fine. Look at 100K, look at a mil, look at 10 mil, but the goal's 100 mil. People on a Monday evening are talking about how to make 100 mil. Not many people. Okay. But these are four things that I hope one person on this call, how many do we have on? We have 43 people. I hope one person on this call is currently within some of these emotions. Okay. The first one, disgust. I hope someone on this call is disgusted living paycheck to paycheck. I hope someone on this call is disgusted by the way that their manager treats them. I hope someone on this call is disgusted the fact that they couldn't buy enough presents for their friends and family this Christmas. I hope someone on this call is disgusted with how they've been living, because that's the only time you're going to change, guys. The moment you get disgusted with your situation, with what's going on, that's the only time you will get off your ass and make a change. That's the only time. If you're not disgusted, you're not going to move. Enough is enough. When are you gonna get sick? I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Some people say it's a great phrase to throw out. I'm sick and tired of being sick, and I'm sick and tired. No, if you really are, you're actually gonna get to work. And that's where you now go into the next emotion where you now decide what you're gonna do about it. So you're disgusted, are you gonna sit there and whinge and complain, or actually you're gonna decide, have that civil war with yourself and decide to go and do something about it. No one on this call can say what you're going to do because you have a vehicle, you're part of a community, you're part of a business that allows you to change your situation. So you just have to decide to go all in. I decided, you know what, I'm quitting my job. I remember I had an argument with my manager. I came home and I quit my job. I had no income, I was no rank, just about making money from trading. I had money saved. I'm not an idiot, of course. And I'm not telling you guys to quit your job, but I made a decision, and it's the best decision I made because there was no plan B. Some of us are not making a decision because we have plan B, plan C, plan D. You're never going to be successful here. Never. Because if it doesn't work, it's cool, man. I'll just go here. If it doesn't work, I'll go there. You're not going to be here long, guys. Okay? You need to boil down to to having the desire, the emotion of having a desire. What do you want? How bad do you want it? How does it feel? Everyone has desire within them. You just might need to hear a Zoom call. You might need to go to an event. You might need to hear something. You might need to see a video. You might need to experience something for that beast within to actually be woken up. I used to do when I used to go and visit uh certain mansions in my high vis Tesco delivery. When I used to go and visit in mansions and I'm seeing the houses, that's where my desire started. There was something inside of me that said, I want this house. This house needs to be mine. I need to live in this area. And then I went to an event. I need to be on stage. I need to be earning this money. I experienced certain things that awakened a certain desire that made me want it very, very bad. You need to have a burning desire. Anyone read Think and Grow Rich? It's one of the first chapters. You can't be successful if you don't have desire. That bad grit where you can grit your teeth, you could scream, you could shout, you could hit the wall, you could backflip if you could, because you want something that bad. And then resolve. Okay. Well, you make a promise to yourself. This is do or die. This is when things start to happen. This is when you weigh up your options. I don't have a plan B. I'm disgusted with my situation. I have a really bad desire to want to retire my family. I have a bad desire to want to travel the world. If you have all of these four emotions, you become an absolute beast, a winner. You become a winner. All of these things here is what winners have. No losers disgusted. Losers like to be disgusted. They enjoy being disgusted. Losers don't make a decision. They're indecisive. Losers couldn't spell desire because they haven't experienced, they haven't gone out of their house, they haven't experienced anything for the beast to be woken. Very, very powerful, right? Good. All right. We're not gonna get into it too tough. It doesn't mean what it is. I want you to look at this as goals over distractions. That's what God means. That's what you can, it's for someone on this call, right? Goals over distractions. All right. I want everyone. I just come from icon call with all the icons. And we went through a few questions that we have to ask ourselves about this year and what we're going to do in next year. What are your goals for 2025? If you haven't already, New Year's Eve's tomorrow. If you have not already, you need to sit down with yourself after this call and write out what you want to achieve in your first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter of 2025. Anyone that has vision, the next 5 years, the next 3 years, the next 10 years. Don't underestimate 10 years. No. What goals really are. Some people might find it cliche. I used to find it a bit cringy, a bit cliche. But your goals are a distraction from your past. If you don't have goals, what do you have? What are you looking forward to? You're just looking back every time at what you did or what you could have done or what you didn't do. Goals are for you to look forward. When you play football and you want to score a goal, the goal is forward. It's ahead of me. Unless you want to score own goals, then think about your past and experience your past and go back and etc. etc. But speak to yourself. Use your senses when it comes to your goals. It's so important. I can only take people serious when they have goals. When you tell me your goals, when you work towards your goals. Mhm. Ego. Edging God out. That's how I see it. I had such a huge ego. You have to have ego, especially as men. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't have an ego, but there's a thin line between realizing your ego is actually edging God out. Get out of your way. It's not your plan. It wasn't meant to go your way. As we always say, it's God's plan. It's not about you. It's not your plan. You didn't make this plan up. You didn't get your thought. Please don't believe you're the genius that made you think that you can have a team of 1,000 people, 4,000 people, and travel in the world and have all the money and the freedom. That was not your plan. Positive thoughts come from God. Realize this: if you have a positive or negative thought, just kind of differentiate it. This is when you become self-aware. If you have a positive thought, know it's come from a good place. If you have a negative thought, you're being tested. How many times? And I could put this, drop a one if you've ever thought of quitting. Uh, all the time. All the time. Not as much today, of course not. But during my process, the amount of times I said, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe let me try this. Maybe let me do that. Maybe. No, that's a test. And if you haven't dropped a one, you're not in, you haven't gone through, you haven't tried, you haven't gone through enough yet. But it's normal. Please don't think if you thought of quitting, it's not normal. You are a normal human being. Again, the winners and losers differentiate is the loser says, you know what? This ain't for me. This ain't maybe yeah, you know what? This ain't for me. My dad was right. My brethren at McDonald's, my brethren in Oxfam was right, you know. This ain't for me. That's when you now submit the losing mindset. Okay, because all of this stuff from the computer to the laptops to all the stuff we have in today's world, guys, it started in the mental. It started in the mental before the physical. It's an internal procedure that we go through, guys. It's nothing, it's all internal. That's why mindset's so important. I'm a huge advocate. You're not going to survive into forget this business. You're not going to survive in today's day and age if you do not have a certain mindset. You'll get swallowed up and spat back out. One time. Okay. In 2025, if you guys, oh, Sammy, can you get my laptop charger, please? Right. Stay in flow state. So love and gratitude. All right. Try and be happy, try and be in a state of love and gratitude. That's when you can actually attract certain things into your life. Okay. If anyone's read or listened to Earl Nightingale, The Stranger's Secret, seek and you will find, ask and it is given, knock and it will be opened, guys. I'm going to say that again. Seek and you will find, ask and it is given, knock and it will be opened. You didn't even know that was in the Bible, right? But there we go. It's in the Bible. Okay. Very, very powerful. Okay. There she is. Somebody's coming to save the day with the laptop range charger, right? One more time. Seek and you will find this in front of you. Anyone taking notes? This is on my whiteboard. I see it every morning. Seek and you will find. Ask and it is given. Knock and it will be opened. Very, very powerful. All right. Next. Drop a one in the chat if you've seen this before on the left, or you've heard of the Danny Kruger, and drop a two if you have no idea what this is. All right, drop a one in the chat. There's 41 of us on the call. If you've seen or heard of Danny Kruger, and drop a two if you've never heard of it. Lovely. Loads of ones. Two, sorry. Right? So this here, family, I need you to screenshot it. I need you to write it out. Going through my notes, one of my old mentors, he was making 750K a month at the time. He did a Zoom call and I needed that Zoom call. Genuinely, like that was alignment where I was going through it. Life was life in, it wasn't going well. Family members are dying. Court cases are coming up left, right, and center. Nothing was going on good in life. And I jumped on a call and he taught this. And because I've been through this process enough times, I feel like I'm able to teach it as well. So on the left-hand side, you can see your emotional stage. And at the bottom, you can see time. Okay. Now, everyone goes through this, especially as entrepreneurs. I'm speaking to you guys as already established, successful entrepreneurs, right? So when you start your journey, you're at stage one, which is uninformed optimism. You're very optimistic. Like I said, when I first started this business, I was trying to make a million. I thought I could make my first million in my first month in entrepreneurship, right? I was very, very optimistic. Okay. Uninformed. I wasn't told sometimes, especially when it comes to kids and certain things, you're not quite ready to receive certain information. You just have to go with the flow. Mhm. You then might have been here a month. You might then have blown an account. You might have then lost maybe some business or you've lost a rank. You then go into informed pessimism, which means you're now aware of what could go wrong. It's not all sailing colors and it's not all uphill and it's not all as great as maybe I was told before I joined this business. Okay, you start to get a bit pessimistic. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this is a little bit harder than I thought. You start to get a bit skeptical. You go back into the skeptical way of thinking. You then get to stage three, which I heard this training when I was in the valley of despair. This is where I don't know a percentage, but if I go off my experience, I would say this is where, and I'm being lenient here, 75% of people, like, this happens between the first and third month, I would say. Just to go off this business, right? The first and third month, people end up in the valley of despair. This is where you're blowing your account left, right, and center. Everyone's left your business. People are laughing at everything that could go wrong in your life is going wrong. It can't actually get any worse. Your manager, you might have split up with your partner. Like everything in life that could go wrong is going wrong. Now, There's a saying like, if you're in a storm, why on earth would you stop? Justin Owens. If you're in a storm and there's hurricanes, there's lightning, there's thunder, why on earth would you stop? Like, it's not gonna get better sitting in the storm. What you have to do is build a winning mindset, understand you're an entrepreneur, understand who you are, and get the hell out of the storm. This is where you push through. Anyone that pushes through the valley of despair, you then become successful. You are now a success. You may not be making all the money. Success isn't determined by money. Success is progressively realizing a worthy idea. Your idea of starting this business was that you could get out of your job. Your idea of starting this business was that you can change the lives around you, including yours. If you are getting closer to that, you are successful. Stage four is informed optimism. So you're now aware of the process. You're now aware of what could go wrong, what went wrong, what is wrong, what did I do good, and you now start to build some self-image that you know what, I am the shit. Excuse my language. I'm the guy. I'm him. Like you have to get to that stage. Like I'm him, because no one else is gonna say you're him. Because if he's saying he's him, uh, he's not gonna say I'm him. You have to say I'm him. So this stage four is when once you get out of this valley of despair, which most people get stuck in life in entrepreneurship, you can't quit and go back into the storm. Where's the storm? You can't go back to a job, bro. How can you go back? Once your mind expands, you never go back to its way of thinking. You've seen people making 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K a month. You're going to go back to making 30K a year. Are you insane? You have to push forward. And stage five is when you're in success and fulfillment. You've now done, I've gone through this process, guys, numerous times. Numerous times. Uninformed optimism. Stage two, stage three, valley of despair. Oh shit, but here we go again. Right? And you ride the, and you go back up. Don't think that what you're going through makes you special or like the victim mindset is happening. No, it happens to everyone. There's not a story that anyone on this call can tell me they're going through that I have not heard before and had another story where someone's gone and done the same thing, become successful. It's not, there's not a person. There's a guy I follow on Instagram, Nick. The guy's got no legs and one arm. The guy's got no legs, one arm, and makes bread. He is successful and fulfilled. Everyone on this call, unless I'm aware of it, I'm not aware, but everyone on this call has two legs and two arms. You're already ahead of him. Like what you're going through can't be enough. Of suffering, despair, and bitterness are brewed. But this is where character is made. This is where you become that winner. The valley of suffering is the veil of soul making. Guys, success is spiritual. If you get through, when you get through valley of despair, you are now embracing your true DNA, your true self, your true meaning. You need to go through this process. Like you're not gonna get to success without this process. It's plain Jane. You can't cheat. You actually can't cheat. You will go through the valley of despair, and only some will make it out. Same way, only some will make it out your area. I wish I could say everyone on this call will do it and get past, but it's just a game. Mhm. So I hope you guys have been taking notes because these are not notes from me. This is not my gems. These are not my information. I am not the guru. I'm not the master, but I work and I study and I'm around people that are. And I'm just passing it down to the brand new person on this call that joined thinking I'm just copy and pasting. No, bro. No. There's other signal chats. There's loads of stuff out there that you can go and do and there's signals and you can blow your account and lose money. This is not that. Okay. So I'm just going to give you just a quick January. We've got the whole year planned, but I'm just going to give you guys a quick January. Next Monday, we have a boot camp which the icons within TMF will be running, and we will be preparing you guys to go to war. Okay? Not everyone's ready for battle. Some people are not coming into this battle. That's fine. But if you are not building, I cannot chill with you. What's the saying? If I can't build with you. If I can't build generational wealth, if I can't build success with you, I can't chill with you. Full timers, part timers, and pretenders. Okay. The boot camp will allow us to prepare for our 90-day run. For anyone that's not aware what that means, this is a marathon, as you pretty much are aware. It's not a get rich quick scheme. This is a 3 to 5 year project that I personally understood throughout the journey. It's a 3 to 5 year project. During the marathon, you have sprints. Okay. Every so often, we have a 90-day run, which is what you thought would take a year, 2 years to make. We compress that in 90 days. We sacrifice the going outs, the whatever bad habits that doesn't contribute to your goals that you should have written down. If anything in the 90 days that does not contribute towards it, get rid of it. I was told if you have 5 successful 90-day runs, you're on your way to creating generational wealth. This will be my fourth. This will be my fourth solid 90-day run. Some of you may have been involved in a 90-day run, but it wasn't solid, so it doesn't count. Okay. The wonderful Samantha, she's setting up a all ladies, so ladies on this call. Guys, I don't think they wanted us to dress up and kind of like out dress them. That's why we never got the invite, right? So it's the 10th of Jan. They've got a little brunch going on, right? We never got the invite, it's calm. So it's all right, man. Right. So, ladies, if you haven't got the link, Sammy, if you can send it in, um, then I think it's gonna be fun. I wouldn't know, right? But I'm sure it will be something to not to miss, right? So please, Sammy will send it in. Ladies, go and do it, interact with other people. You look can boss up in this industry, man. Yeah, you lot can really, really do your thing. And then a 90-day run will start. Man said, borrow Mumsy's dress and pull up. I'll leave that to you, Rick. I'll leave that to you, brother. Right? Um, 13th of Jan is when we start our 90-day run. Okay. I'm gonna speak to those. If I haven't spoke to you and you want to reach out and say, look, I want to do it, the game plan will be set. This is not when everyone in Master. So Bells is running his on the 27th of January. No, the third. The 3rd of February, he's starting his 90 days, but we don't have time to waste. I'm not making 100K a month to wait a whole month to get going. No one on this call can afford to wait a month. He can. All right. But he will have a call on the 27th of January. So put down as well, where he's gonna show you what you should and could be doing during your 90-day run. The 23rd of January, those that are affiliates, most people not on this call, not everyone on this call is an affiliate. You come in this business, you're a customer or an affiliate. If you're a customer, you just use the products and services. You just make money through crypto, forex, or stocks. As an affiliate, you do all of that and you earn residual income from building an online business. Okay. On the 23rd of Jan, we have an in-person training. And in the 25th of January, we have a mastermind event. I expect every individual, us as House of Riches, we have 200 slots. It's 1,000 people event. We have 200 slots available. Tickets are around £15. Now, one of my mentors told me this as well. If you can spend £15 in Nando's to fill your belly up for an hour, you can pay £15 for an event that could fill up your mind for a few years. You don't remember the last Nando's, how well the Nando's went. I guarantee you're going to remember how well this event goes. Okay, anyone that's come from an event, it's been an event where you now remember how it went because it touched a nerve. Events touch nerves. From Dubai, anyone who was in Dubai, you're going to remember that for life. Anyone who's in the last London event, you're going to remember that as well. Okay, so it's a self-investment. I expect as many of us there. And just to finish off and wrap it up, the goal and what we need to focus on is to make 2025 the best year spiritually, mentally, and physically. Okay. The mind, the body, and the spirit. Okay. So, with that being said, guys, I appreciate everyone jumping on today's